All right.
What
You
do
will
we
be.
see?
You are going to see interesting. I mean, you'll go through the emails and you will see some very disturbing things between the red Cicepia that sort of points to her as being a spy.
A
Hmm.
Um,
spy.
has some sort of spy. So she managed to get herself within CSEC specifically so that she could use CSEC's computer systems to track down clues as to the identity of the shadow broker. And this Cicepia is trying to essentially trying to find out the identity of the shadow broker so that she can assassinate the shadow broker for a good amount of money, a good amount of money.
Well,
Of
that's a
course.
50 for hacking to find her contacts.
Liara's gonna be
Trying to find.
pissed.
Yeah,
That's if Liara is the Shadow Broker in this universe.
true.
Indeed. We don't know.
But yes, I just rolled a 50 to try to dig out what I can on her contacts and who she's been actually speaking with.
Whoever that the red Cicepia was talking to did a pretty darn good job of trying to hide his or her trail. However, with a 50 or whatever it is that you rolled,
Yes, I rolled a 50.
you were able
God.
to get an actual name from the account that the email was being sent back and forth. And the name that you get is Diana.
Out of character, do we know these names?
Um,
I don't.
you players don't.
I'm assuming Beta Team or
You
someone
players
else.
don't know that name.
Bravo.
That's all I'm gonna say. That
Yeah,
name is
Bravo
probably
or
yeah. You players
One
have not
Shot
heard
Mike.
that name yet, but another player or players might have heard that name before.
Hmm. I'll do a basic roll to see if I can find out anything about them, but I'm assuming probably not very much.
Probably not.
No, it took it. I mean, it took that whole 50 just to get
Get
the
it, yeah.
real name because there were a lot of aliases and there was a
Yeah.
lot of. So the fact that I actually spelled out a name for you is pretty darn good.
Yeah. Well, we got a name.
That's good. And I guess I found out a little bit about myself.
Well,
Thank you for helping me look into that, Elias.
You're welcome, Cicepia. Good luck.
Thanks.
What do you plan to do with it?
Well, she's dead. I mean, I imagine I can't really do too much walking around as her in that universe. But it's definitely something that I needed to be done. But again, thank you
I've
for
been stalking myself. No,
Have
you're welcome. I've been stalking myself too.
you found any shocking revelations about yourself as well?
Not so far.
Mhm.
Except apparently I covered a song which I personally detest, but never mind.
Alright.
Can't always account for taste.
Alright, thank you. I'm gonna go back to my room then.
Cool. I think Cicepia, Elias in the Red Universe covered blurred lines. Don't know why. It was a bad choice.
But he did it anyway.
I know, right? What's up with that?
I just kind of noticed that all the females are on the north rooms and all the males have the south rooms. Just ended up that way.
Just turned out that way.
Anar wanted to speak with someone.
Yes.
Yes, he wants to speak to Mr. Sink or Faucet or
Go ahead.
whatever you want to call it.
Role play away.
Well, first off, where is
I'm in
where
the
is Sink
cockpit.
anyways?
I'm like driving or whatever and getting us to the.
Great. He's
Just
going
like
to climb up the stairs then and give a little rap-a-tat-tat on the side of the wall and say "ow" as usual. And then he's going to mutter to himself, "Why does this one say "ow" when hitting a wall, but getting shot just makes him laugh?" That's weird. Anyways, Captain.
I'll hear you. I'll turn the I guess autopilot on or whatever, and I'll turn around like, yes. How can I
You
help you?
approach slowly. Given the importance of our mission, it must be sure that the air between us is clear. And He'll give pause for a moment and think about his next words, and he'll say, this one understands that, given the circumstances, our reactions were a bit over the top. This one hopes you agree.
Well, if I really think about it, yes, I would have to agree.
This one didn't truly know what happened between you and your wife, and it apologizes. In fact, this one also apologizes for bringing her to the ship, but she needed to see what was happening, that this one wasn't making it all up. And part of that was also so that you can see that she was happy. The only problem is she didn't take the news very well.
Well, yeah, she really didn't, but I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to see the love of my life in some form once more.
Anar will look at you with what looks kind of like compassion, I suppose. I wouldn't know how a Hanar would do that, but he does. And he'll say, this one understands because this one is the love of this one's life too. At least it hopes it will in that way. This one had to reveal some things that she didn't know previously. Hopefully it will all work out soon. The air had to be cleared. This mission is too important.
Well, if she's anything like the Beatrice, I know she's not going anywhere, and she'll be here when you come back. So
this one hopes that everything will be cool between us because this one does not enjoy making friends of enemies or enemies of friends.
I won't say anything. I'll just hold out my hand.
And he'll reach out a tentacle and wrap it snugly.
All right, sweet.
This one still finds this gesture kind of strange, but it will humor.
Romance.
It's a bromance.
It's just how we do things.
Before Anar leaves, he'll say, by the way, she loves to dance. And then he'll leave.
Cool. I won't say anything. I won't say anything. I'll just think about it. Probably like a memory of them dancing or something.
Now we get to the part of the session that I was hoping we would begin with this session. 2.5 hours later. But it's okay.
Oops.
It's okay. No,
you told us to roleplay. It's your fault.
You guys are so into roleplay. So you guys land on Tuchunka, and you've played the game. I'm assuming all of you have played the game or at least seen the game.
Shut down.
Tuchunka is a fairly arid place, and as Arkara had said to Meridi, the clans are constantly at war with each other, trying to, uproot the other person, and it's just all around it's a fairly hostile place.
It should look even worse than before because of the Reapers. That's I can't imagine that.
Pi is able to get a rough idea of which part of the planet the hole is in, but he can't exactly pinpoint it until you guys actually land.
Are we able to at least work out which clan territory it's in?
Yes. Surprise, surprise. Its closest clan is Arkara's clan.
Woo!
Surprise, surprise.
Big shocker.
How shocking.
Of course.
So, Arkara, remind me again the clan's name.
Thek, isn't it?
Thekla?
Yes.
Thek.
Okay. Thek.
THEK?
Yes.
We probably need to
guys-
converse on our strategy.
You guys will land a decent distance away from Thek. At minimum, Thek would probably be a good place to get supplies if you want supplies, or at least ask for if there's any weird things that you guys have noticed in these parts or whatever. Whatever you guys want to do. If you guys want to confer in the conference room, that's up to you.
I think we should.
Yeah, let's go. Off to the
Alright.
concept room.
Just the 5 of you again?
Sure.
Yeah, slide bar.
For now.
So, we're here.
Any chance of negotiating with the closest clan? Arkara, do you have any dealings with this particular clan?
Let's just say that they won't be dead, and leave it at that. They won't be. I will not be a go-between because they. Yeah, as I said, they would kill me on sight, and I don't think I could hide my identity for very long.
Okay.
Anar will look at you and say, "Well, that's not useful."
No, I won't be.
Anar will
use
pipe
to
up
live
and
with.
say, "Well, this one can go out scouting. It can. It won't say blend in. It doesn't brand the clan's colors. Actually, it's considered clanless, which means this one will probably be shot on sight."
Pretty much.
I can't
if,
imagine Anna would fare well either.
If
No.
you all could keep an eye on the perimeters, this one can go scouting and see what the situation is. It can at least blend in as if it were one of their own, just not of the clan.
Plus, I don't know
If
how
there's any
well
informa-
I'll fare out there as a Turian. If there's still a lot of mistrusts with the Genophage.
Just be thankful you're not Solarian.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think
That would probably
Cyrus
be
should
worse.
show his face.
Yes, let's keep the doctor in the med bay.
Yes, I agree. I might have another way of gaining information, but I'm not sure how up to date it would be, and I'm not sure if it would be reliable. But if I can use your comm systems, I might be able to get in contact with the few people that I actually am on speaking terms with.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how useful that will be because, as far as I know, neither of them is within this particular clan anymore.
Any information is better than no information at all. This one has yet to come to this planet, at least in physical form.
We should assume, though, probably, try to predict, worst possible scenario. We possibly would break out into hostility between them. We should be prepared for when that happens.
They attack and destroy the ship.
Well, we could
Yeah,
use
that
Oh,
would be
and
worst
then they take
possible
our
scenario.
stuff.
Hmm.
And then they eat us. Because who knows?
Hmm.
He looks over to Arkara. Krogans aren't cannibals, right?
Depends on how desperate we get.
Well,
Okay, some
I'm
creepy
inadjustable,
is
so
then.
I'm winning there.
Hmm.
I guess I'll pull out my arm and be like, well, we can use this ship to our advantage, and I guess pull back something that's like, I have this pad here, I can control the ship remotely in case we need to send in some ordnance to kind of level a playing field.
Hmm.
Well, that sounds
Well,
useful.
you upgraded the guns.
Is this normal procedure for you, Doctor?
Always.
What, walk softly and carry a big ship?
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I thought you might be able to.
All right, so what's happening?
Hark, do we have any access to the arsenal that I brought, or am I just gonna leave it sit? And just
you
think
said-
that traveling light would be better.
You said it wasn't really like an in-game. Those weaponry wasn't really like in-game weapons. It was
No,
just
it'd probably
for
be more
flavor.
for the crew members.
Right, it's more flavor.
Okay, then.
So the
then,
equipment that you have
for-
is equipment you have that you purchased or acquired along the way.
Okay, so keep with roleplay. Anar will probably think that walking lightly would be a better idea and stick with his current equipment. Just so it doesn't seem like, why isn't he using his stuff? Then Anar will wish to go for being a scout and seeing what's going on. At least if there's a casualty, it'll just be him.
Well,
Well, I-
if you need a doctor or someone to patch you up, I can go with you.
He'll put a tentacle on your shoulder and say, "Trust me, they're the ones gonna need the doctor."
I'll give you access to the comm system, Arkara.
Perfect. I'll see what I can
This one
do.
will give you access to the comm systems on this one's mech so you can keep in contact. Is there anything
Okay.
else?
Well, let me see if I can find out exactly which direction you should be heading in.
Alright.
How's Pi going on computations, Ark?
I'm sorry. Pi says that he believes that he's still working on like actually pinpointing where on Tuchunka it is. So he's having issues.
What would help? What does he need us to do to work it out?
He believes that there's a lot of honestly not much, because there's interference. There's happens to be a bit of a sandstorm, not horrible that you can't maneuver around in it, but it's sort of causing interference in its sensors, so he can't get a very good reading as to exactly where the location is. So pretty
That
much
means Anar's going to find a better way to get out of the ship, or else the
pretty
cargo is
much
going to...
yeah, pretty much until the sandstorm settles, then he won't be able to get anything pretty accurate.
Okay.
And who knows how long the sandstorm's going to last for.
I'm going to hand Anar my multispectral scanner, and say, you might want to take this. If we can get any readings, the sandstorm's interfering with our equipment, but it might help. Probably not, but we can hope.
Then you should come with me. It will need to be installed into the mech's console. He'll turn to Dr. Sink and say, is there any other ways to exit the ship without the sandstorm affecting the opening?
There'd be an airlock.
Yeah, the airlock.
All right. I was actually going to go through the cargo hold, but that'll work.
Okay.
Very well. He'll set up shop in front of the airlock and let Mr. Elias do his job.
So Anar is coming out of the airlock, and anyone else? Just Anar?
Oh, by the way, Elias, while
Yes.
you're working on the suit, he'll casually say to you, by the way, this one happened to have downloaded one of your songs on your universe. Surprisingly, you don't suck.
Well,
By the way, check out this remix this one make. And he starts hearing the blast music of your old CD. Boom, 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 boom. It sounds terrible to you, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Well, I seem to think that the me in this universe has questionable taste.
Yeah, he'll turn off the music and say, this one agrees. And he'll actually start pulling out his headphones and start fitting them on his head, getting ready to go.
Okay.
Do I need to roll to install the multispectral scanner, or is that more a
No.
case of it's in?
You should be able to do that without rolling. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So Anar goes
Good
off
luck.
on his own. And Anar,
With it,
you...
will he need his floodlight going so he can see, or will he be able to see
Probably.
regardless?
It's
Okay, he'll turn on the
daylight. The light would probably not hurt. So...
Just
are
so you know, his suit, if need be, can curl up Sonic the Hedgehog style.
Okay.
If he needs to remain anonymous. I'm sorry, it's a part of his backstory. I was
Okay.
actually going to drop from the ship if we didn't land.
Okay.
Kind of like how Legion did it in MA3. But anyways, continue with the
Okay.
situation.
So you're out on the surface of the planet, and where are you trying to go? Are you going towards the clan? Are you doing something else?
First, he'll contact the crew and make sure the comm system's working.
Yep, they're working fine.
Excellent. He'll then ask, does anyone have a suggestion where this one should head first?
I think you should go to the clan to see what you can find out, or maybe notice any Reaper husks running around.
Are you all huddled around the console or something?
I don't know.
I just had that image in my head.
Sure. Yeah,
I just had an image of the Matrix where everyone's around the console while Neo's in it. Anyways, anyone else have any suggestions? I gotta get moving.
Just be
You
careful
just-
if you go to the clan. They have a tendency to shoot on sight unless you give them a good challenge.
Oh, this one will give him more than a challenge. This one will move.
That's not part of be careful, but I see where you're going.
This one will try the careful. It's not really its style. He'll start heading towards the clan, then bracing himself for the sandstorm.
You guys make it over towards the clan, and
Guys, they're coming
I
with
think
me.
it's just.
yeah, just you personally. Sorry, Anar goes towards the clan, towards the
Okay,
outskirts
sorry, I
of the
got
clan.
confused.
As you get closer to the what appears to be, I guess, a main entrance to the clan, I guess it's surrounded by some sort of a fencing of some sort. You can hear the sounds of Varen, guard Varen, I guess, growling, barking towards you. When you are, several yards away, and a Krogan comes out from a lookout. The Krogan has a sniper rifle, and he's aiming it towards you, and he grunts and asks, "You there. What is your business, stranger?"
With his augmented voice, he'll just yell out one word: survival!
He says, "Are you from another clan?"
No! Off-world!
Off-world. What business does an off-worlder have here?
Do you think I should pretend to be a blood pack? I mean, I do wear red armor.
Are you
No, what if they have
asking us?
recruiters?
Are you asking
Yeah,
them this?
I can ask via the comm systems inside.
Yeah? Are you asking him this then?
Yeah, like suggestions.
Arkara, what do you think?
Actually,
would...
Arkara. He will ask Arkara directly if pretending to be a blood pack would be a good idea.
I'm not sure. They do have dealings with the Blood Pack every now and again, but I'm not sure what the stance on them are right now. I haven't been here for years.
Why don't you just tell them that you're here to kill Reapers?
Actually, I
You might-
think I got an
Do you think
idea.
they'd buy it?
They wouldn't buy it. The Reapers are destroyed here, remember?
Um,
Supposedly destroyed.
can I
Anar just
do
got
a
an idea.
sweep for Reaper signatures using the ship's sensors?
Can you what?
Do a sweep for Reaper signatures using the ship's sensors.
Sure, go
I'm not
ahead.
very good at it. I can try.
Roll a
Oh,
tech.
you're gonna love the way he said sure.
Well, it's tech. Okay.
Mechanical. Doesn't make. Oh.
17. You do not currently sense any Reaper activity.
Oh,
Mm.
darn.
You're like, darn, no Reapers? Ah. What the heck, man? What the heck,
Oh,
man? What the heck, man?
Anar will mention to the group that he has an idea, and he'll return his attention back to the sniper and say, "Here to barter. You're looking at the goods." And he'll tap his chest.
There's a lying skill, a separate skill
Con.
for lying, right?
Con.
Yes,
Oh,
roll me a
conning?
con. Roll me a con.
That sucks. I increased my persuasion, not my conning.
Well, are you honestly bartering
I
yourself?
had to get that skill because it seems coming.
It seems
Yes,
appropriate
because
for you.
if they think that I'm here to look, think about it. Think about it. If they find a mercenary who's willing to kill for them but does not link it to their clan, that might come in handy.
Well,
I could be wrong, but that's what Anar's thinking.
15.
No! Damn it!
wild.
Uh-oh.
But it's a fail.
Well, that
Use
sucks.
a renegade or paragon.
No, I am not using it. I have already got enough.
The Krogan says, "Why are you really here? Are you here to steal our females?"
Ooh.
Now you've done it.
It's at this point you hear in the distance what sounds like some sort of a Land Rover, with a very interesting sound system blaring from the back of it. This Land Rover, the Krogan that was on top of the lookout aims towards the Land Rover, and it cruises through the sand with relatively good ease. Now this Land Rover looks like it's very expensive. It's really sleek, almost sports car-like. It looks very out of place. Very
Sports car Tonka.
Yeah, basically. It's very out of place with how things are, how harsh Tuchunka is, and you know, which actually seems to have at least distracted the Krogan, because it looked like the Krogan was about to open fire out of anger towards Anar, but the vehicle stops just a few meters away from the gate. The hatch opens up, and out pops a very well-dressed gentleman in an orange bright suit, a bright orange pinstripe suit.
What?
He comes out with a suitcase, and he sort of he straightens up his jacket, and he kind of says out loud to himself, "Showtime," and then he walks towards the gate. He says, and at this point the Krogan aims his sniper at him, and before the Krogan has a chance to say, he says, "Friend Krogan, I was here sent by your clan leader," and he holds up what appears to be a pad. The Krogan pauses for a moment, and then the Krogan turns without breaking eye contact. He sort of looks like he's whispering or saying something to someone next to him, or at least underneath him. And while you're waiting for the Krogan to respond to this man, what do you say, Anar? You probably recognize this guy, at least if you've ever seen any episodes of Citadel's Got Talent. You recognize this man to be Liam Nathaniel Musey.
I think Anar's a little too stunned. He wasn't expecting this. He'd probably take the moment to approach the gate so he can make the guard a smaller, bigger target.
While you're making your way towards the gate, Nathaniel Musey turns to you. "You there!" And he tosses a set of keys to you. And he says, just be very careful with her. She says she's only about 2 months old. I think he thinks you're the valet. I think he thinks you're the valet guy.
He'll grab the keys.
He'll
Then
grab
he'll
the
look
keys.
at them, confused, and then he'll look back and say, "Sure, not a problem."
Anar's driving skills roll.
Yes, doesn't have driving skills.
He'll take that
Krogan-
moment to climb into the rover.
The Krogan comes out. One of the Krogans come out, and he walks over to Liam Nathaniel Musey. He looks over at his pad, and he says, "Very well, you're allowed in." Oh, good, he says, and he says, could you please go have your valet attendant take the vehicle inside your private parking spots?" And the Krogan tilts his head. "Valet attendant?" And he just walks past him and goes through the gates. The Krogan walks over to the vehicle where Anar is, and he says, "You valet attendant?" This Krogan doesn't seem very smart.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
What does Anar say?
Roll with it, Anar.
Let's roll with it.
Grab it!
Yeah, we're all saying this to him in his ear.
Do
He'll
it!
say, "Got a problem with that?"
Roll me a con. Roll me a con.
If I fail, I'm headbutting him.
Just go.
Here we go again.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
That's not as
That's a
bad.
pretty good one.
No.
He says, okay. And he points towards the open gates. Are you going to drive
He'll
this
wave off a
vehicle?
hand as if he was saluting and says, "No problem."
So this is going to require a roll to see how well you can drive this thing. I think this is.
Oh, buddy.
I think this is.
He's gonna mutter himself, "What a hijack!"
This is mechanical. It's more like a sky car than anything else. This is the closest one.
Guy.
I wouldn't call it a rover. Well, it is a rover, I guess. This is a mechanical rover.
Well,
Skill check.
I got no bonuses, but at least I got a 3D.
All right.
Here.
We'll see how well.
Better than nothing.
We'll see how good of a tip you end up
Ones
getting.
across the board. Crash.
Okay. That's
It
average.
could be worse.
So you managed to not crash into anything. That's
I was probably too
moderate.
busy playing with the stereo.
You will drive the vehicle into the walls of the clan, and you will be able to park it in this, vacant area. It's not really a lot. It's just an area where you can park it. And at
You'll
that point,
contact the other and say, "Well, this one got in."
when you emerge from the vehicle, Mr. Liam Nathaniel Musey is right there, and then he tosses you credit chit. There you go, my good man. Don't spend it all in one place.
Win.
The credit chit is 500. The credit chit is for 500 credits.
I don't know whether to call him a cheapskate or a really generous person.
I think that's pretty generous. I think that's generous.
Okay, so he's a pretty generous dude.
Or just parking a car.
You're just parking this vehicle.
I lost my pen. I'll mark it later.
So he
Great.
says,
You will take it without saying a word.
So he says, your clan leader. And the Krogan will point him towards a large structure where clearly somebody's overcompensating a little bit. But, it is what it is. One of the things that you probably notice when you're here, Anar, is there appears to be an awful lot of little Krogan children running around and babies. A lot of Krogan babies. Many Krogan babies.
Whoa.
What's going on? Because you were told that the genophage here was not cured.
It's probably gonna radio Arkara and say, Arkara,
Yes? What's up?
was there a lot of children here last time you came home?
No.
There's a lot of children here since last you came home.
What?
They're kind of creepy and they have stubby fingers.
There does also seem to be
Just to remind you, this one is not good with children.
There does seem to be a good number of Krogan females around here, and they are dressed similarly to the way Eve is dressed, with the
veil,
and and they do not seem to be speaking unless spoken to. If you can kind of gather what that may or may not mean, but they don't seem to speak unless spoken to. So,
Do you think Nar would notice this? Like,
roll
that maybe this.
Roll in knowledge streetwise. I'll say streetwise.
I think I could do that.
Or culture. I'll say knowledge streetwise or alien species.
I have streetwise, so I can do that.
Okay, go ahead. 13. I would say it's moderate. I would say that you kind of gather that the women here are not necessarily treated as equals.
He'll probably radio to Arkara that it looks like a lot has changed since you last came here.
Well, if they're...
Your women seem to be more docile, if you know what this one means.
Docile/submissive, yes.
Let's go with that.
That is unsettling. to say the least.
This one agrees. It will try to find out more if it doesn't get shot first.
Well, you seem to be doing awfully well so far.
This one seems to be has already had a job and got paid already. It's doing better than back at home.
Well done.
Since there's no huge sandstorm presence here, which I'm assuming because of the walls.
Not with the walls.
Does that
not with
mean
the
there's?
walls.
Would the scanners have better chances of seeing what's going on?
From within there? Possibly, but only within that area. There's still interference out and about in the other. If it's going to be scanning, once the scanning system hits basically the wall of the sandstorm, it's gonna have just as bad of an issue.
He'll probably start forwarding the readings to Elias.
Cool. I'll see if I can actually produce a map of the actual area, given that I might have some difficulty from the sand.
This one's going to have a look around. Let it know if you find anything. He'll start to wander around, not really aiming towards any place. He's probably going to avoid guards.
Sure. You can walk around. Meanwhile, like I said, Liam Bethaniel Musey is heading towards the clan leader's place. But if you want to wander around, you're allowed to.
Are they getting any video feed? Because I know Elias knows them.
Did you outfit your suit with a video feed? I don't remember if you did. I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
Then no.
Do you have an orbital?
I'll probably make mention. There's a human. He's human, right?
Yes.
There's a human here that looks far too expensive, and he doesn't belong. He'll give a brief description of what he actually looks like in more depth.
Yeah. Once he gives it, once he talks about the orange suit, that's a flag. That's a flag on Liam. There's only one person that you know who dresses in a fancy orange pinstripe suit.
Follow him. He's a journalist.
He's like, he's what?
A journalist?
Follow him. Sounds like
Journalists don't normally come to a hostile Krogan planet and demand to speak to the clan leader.
Neither do rifts
but he'll get you to the clan leader. Go.
He must be no ordinary man.
Alright, fine.
Do I have any penalties for trying to reconstitute the data feed that I'm getting given the sandstorm?
How many penalties?
Yeah, do I have any to a roll to try to map out what I'm getting from the scanner?
Yeah, I guess it would be like a -5 penalty.
Okay.
-5. So.
Alright, he'll probably follow him then.
You'll follow
I need to
him.
put that into the other one.
You'll follow Liam, and Liam will notice that you're following him, and he glances your direction, but he doesn't really pay you no mind. He will show his credentials to the Krogan that are standing guard of the clan's entranceway, and they will let him through. As soon as you try to follow him, they will stop you. But then Liam will turn around and say, "Oh, he's with me." And at that point, the clan stops, lets you through.
He will go through. I'm just debating whether to flash him the finger or not. Probably not. Probably be a best idea.
Sitting on top of what appears to be a throne of sorts is this very... it's not a very particularly pleasant-looking Krogan. Of course, Krogans aren't necessarily the most pleasant-looking ones, but this one, he seems to be particularly grumpy. And Liam comes in and says, "Ah, so if it isn't the clan leader himself, my card." And he smoothly passes the card in. The Krogan kind of swipes it. Yeah, like crumples it up and then tosses it behind him. It doesn't seem to faze Vathan,
Did
Mr.
Anar
Musi.
take a moment to contact Elias?
I'm sorry?
While he's swiping the card or doing whatever he was doing, is it possible that Anar can contact Elias real quick?
Sure.
You know, say, Elias, do you know who this guy is?
He was the host on Citadel's Got Talent.
You mean that Lucy guy?
It sounds like him.
This one
Am I
remembers
getting- am I-
Cyrus having an interview with him once. All I know about him is that he doesn't like his stuff being set on fire.
I don't
Anything
think
else this
anyone
one
likes
should
their
know?
stuff being set on fire. When I was going through my snooping into all my other selves, did I pick up anything different about Lee Nathaniel Musey from this universe?
Not really. No, you not. He doesn't seem to you, as far as you can tell, any different really that much from the other Nathaniel Musey in the other universe.
Yeah.
Red flag.
So
I wonder if there's a
ambi-
connection.
So in other words,
with all these
ambitious,
I'm sorry.
chasing a story, ambitious chasing a story,
Yeah,
and the next gig.
yeah. He seems pretty similar so far throughout all three.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, he's
Sure.
similar all three.
Sure. If he's
Reminds
anything
me of
like the one that I knew, he's just looking for the next big thing.
I wonder if all these Krogan babies probably have something to do with that story he's looking for. Possibly, maybe they found some sort of cure in this universe.
It's possible. Anar will probably go back to listening, and I'm pretty sure you would have some audio feed, so maybe they can hear at least what's being said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me get this straight, human, the clanman says. You are here because I allow you to be here. You are here to report what we allow you to report. If you do not feel that, if you do not agree with such things, then we will deal with you accordingly. And I must tell you, as he leans in, I don't know what that is, because everyone so far has followed our protocol. Got it? The gentleman says, crystal clear. Mr. Musey says, again, without letting it faze him. All right, Mr. Targev, Thek Targev, why don't we get started? Oh, this is my cameraman, he says, as he points towards Anar.
Anar will also pipe up and bodyguard and cross his arms. Gotta roll with the part, dude.
Mr. Musey opens up his suitcase, and then he tosses you what appears to be a vid cam, or a camera of some sort.
Thanks for finally supplying the tools to do the job, boss.
He says, I'll tell you what, he says, before this day is through, I'll buy you lunch.
Man.
Can you hook
Gotta
that
be
up
a
to your feet? Can you hook that cam up to your feet, please?
Put the what?
I'm asking Anar if he can hook the video camera up to his feed so we can see what's going on.
Well, if Anar is going to do that, he's going to have to roll me a mechanical.
I got a communications. Does that count?
Nah, no, that's verbal communication, not device.
Wait, no. Communication under mechanical.
Mechanical.
Oh,
it's
yes,
just systems.
yes, you can. Yes.
Because I know I did some comm systems work, so that's why I took it. And here we go. Damn it! Are you kidding me?
Nope.
You're messing around with the audio feed, and everyone on the ship, the audio cuts off.
How long does it take to try again?
You won't
Probably.
be able to until after whatever the next main event is done, which is basically the whole interview. So
Anar will.
unless you want
say,
to use
"Sorry."
a point, unless you want to use a Paragon or
No.
Uh,
Wait.
Can
I'm
I-
thinking.
Can I try to get...
How important is it to you guys to have to see it?
well, the problem is it's on his
We'll probably
end.
have to send in a research. We probably have to.
Now we
It's-
can't even hear it.
It's
so.
hardware on his end. It's not even on your end. It's he's the one who was
Ah.
physically like trying to cross the wires or whatever. So it's on his end. He has to fix it, not you. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
We'd have to send in a rescue.
Guys.
Probably send in a rescue team.
I think we gotta get in there.
He'd probably mention it's like this one's ran into some problems.
But you don't hear it.
We can't
He's
hear
not, what
you.
he's not going to say is that he accidentally spilled soda on the console.
While you're fumbling, the leader Thek Targev says, What's taking so long? He says, Yo, Charlie. He says, Yo, Charlie. He says, Are you ready to go?
He'll say, it's like, almost boss, and it's Rana. Get it right for once. I switched my name around.
Charlie Rana, sure.
Rana.
Charlie
I don't know,
Rana.
maybe it sounds
His name
more
is Charlie Rana.
Yeah, let's go with
All
that.
right, Rana.
All right, he gets it set. It's like, he'll issue an apology to the crew and say, "This one will give you the puppet show later."
Which we
Can't
can't
hear
hear.
you.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear
Alright.
you.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. So.
He doesn't know
Oh,
that.
sure, that's
So
true.
you start to film,
Crap.
and he
Botched.
says,
"No."
Good morning, Galaxy. I am here with a very special story for you. Many people, of course, know about the plight of the great and powerful Krogan. However, it seems that one clan here in Tuchunka has managed to find a way to persevere. I am here with Thek Targev, clan leader of what was arguably will become the most powerful clan in all of Tuchunka. Tell me, Thek Targev, he says, what exactly is happening over here at this clan? He says, we have found a way to combat the genophage. And he says, by that you mean a cure has been discovered? At this, Thek pauses for a moment, and then he says, yes. And he says, I'm amazed. He says, so I assume that this cure is probably going to be passed around to all clans around the planet? At this point, Thek Targev laughs. Only the most powerful and well-deserving of Krogan. Only the Krogan that, he says, only the Krogan who have within them the right to maintain their foothold here on Tuchunka will be able to accept this cure. I see. So there's some sort of an audition process, I take it, Mr. Nathaniel Musi says. Mr. Targev looks slightly confused by this comment, but then he continues on and he says, anyone who wishes to join the Thek Targev, anyone who wishes to join the Thek clan must prove themselves worthy. The right to continue on as the true leaders of all Krogan has to be earned and should only be reserved to those who we believe is worthy. So, a fight, is this like a combat? Is this a game of charades? What is this? Liam Nathaniel Musi asks. And he says, the cure only works on females. Only females. If any female wishes to come here to this clan and be a part of their clan, they are welcome once they pass our tests. And is there any way for us to know what these tests involve? He says, you will find out when you arrive. That is all. Well, you heard it here, Galaxy. So this is a big, giant roll call, I guess, for any female who wishes to come here and live in very hospitable accommodations here in the Thek clan's hold.
When he says hospital, Anar sneezes. Sorry. He'll then do the continues. Sorry.
And he says, so if there's anyone out there, anyone who believes they have what it takes to essentially continue the Krogan race, please meet down here, over at the Thek clan. I am Liam Nathaniel Musey. Back to you, Ed. And he cuts it. All right. Well, that was quite painless. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Targev. And without really responding, Thek Targev turns around curtly and walks away from him. Well, that went fairly well. All right, I've got another story to get to, and he makes his way out. What is Anar doing?
Probably follow him since he's the bodyguard / camera
That's
guy.
true. All right, you follow him out, and as you make your way over to the vehicle, he's not going to say anything to you unless you speak to him.
He probably make the comment, "Good show, boss."
He says, "You as well." He says, "I take it you are not around from these parts."
What gave that away?
He sort of shrugs. He says, "I'm very good about reading people. It's part of the job. You seemed like you needed help. I decided to give you a help."
Appreciated.
You arrive at the car. If there's nothing else, you're going to arrive at the car, and he will open up his suitcase. You can put the camera back into the suitcase.
I toss it back to him so he could put it away.
He'll put it away.
I'm a Krogan, after all.
So he says, "Maybe we'll see each other again on the flip side." He'll close the hatch, and then he'll drive out of the clan's. Area.
I would probably check my comms, and would I realize that I didn't distribute any sounds or whatever?
And it's at this point that'll allow you to reconnect everything, and you'll be able to get the feedback.
He's like, "Did you guys hear that? Hear what?"
It's like,
what
he
happened?
probably asked, "Did you guys catch any of that?"
No.
Catch any of
Any
what?
of what?
You went,
all right.
went radio silent.
This one
What happened?
apologizes. The man known as Musey just interviewed the Krogan leader about a so-called cure for the genophage that only works for the females. Apparently, this was a ploy to get more females to join the clan, but they will be rigorously tested. Arkara, did you know of any of this before you left?
Anyone in the ship hears a screeching of metal as Arkara just bangs her head on the railing beside her. It's like,
Oh,
this
we're
is
gonna need a new
news to
railway.
me.
What
Let's
kind of
just say
test?
that I've never heard anything about this before, but it can't be good. Well, it's good that they have apparently found a cure, but this can't be good. Targev is not the best person to handle this, for sure.
Obviously, he's regulating this cure to only people he wants.
This
Seems.
This one doesn't want to seem rude, but Elias, did you find any signs of the Reaper signal? That is what we originally came here for.
Not yet, no.
If we have time and
And
there's
this
a cure,
storm is not helping.
find it.
Anar, did you try to perform this test to try to see what he's talking about?
This one is not a female.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Nor-
You need a
and-
female.
Yeah.
Not actually Krogan either.
At this point, I'm just gonna stare at Arkara.
We do have one in.
And we're all gonna turn and look at her.
Pretty much.
We
If
have
there's a
to
cure
go there.
here, I need to find it. I'm sorry, but I just can't let this pass up.
This one understands. It will remain within the compound and get as much information before you arrive. Hopefully, this one will be able to find a way for you to not get shot on sight. They
Would
don't
be
seem to realize what I
appreciated.
truly am yet, or it. That what
I
this one
can't
truly is.
really go in and pretend to be just one of the other females. They will, well, if no one else, then Target will recognize me.
And I wouldn't recommend you going in on your own. Though I don't know how well we'd be able to go in with you.
Going in with
Well-
her might make things worse.
Exactly.
And Anar's
Yeah,
already there,
that's-
so she wouldn't 100% be alone.
Should we send Otto with her too? I imagine with a car with With
As long as he
doubt-
doesn't
Arkara, with
scream.
Otto, we'll be able to.
As long as he doesn't open his mouth, then
Oh.
possibly.
Oh,
Can Otto fight?
Did you ask him?
Oh yeah,
I
you
don't
should probably
know.
talk to him.
Yeah.
Go
we
talk to
could
him
just,
now.
I guess
It's all
radio.
over.
We could probably do a ship radio thing. Try to have him report up to the cockpit.
Probably come up with an apron.
yeah. Call over a PA, whatever.
Anar will
I'm
sit tight
pacing
for now.
around in this small
Otto,
area.
please
in the
report
cockpit,
to the
trying to calm
cockpit.
down.
Elias,
Um,
just so you know, he's going to keep sending you feeds just in case.
Yep, no, that's good. If anything, I roll a 26 to reconstitute what you're sending me, so I don't know what I'm able to say.
Hopefully it'll be enough.
Okay. You will summon Otto. Respectfully, you have called. How can I be of help?
Oh yeah, he's not gonna blend in at all. Otto, what are your credentials?
Credentials?
What are your skills?
Other than cooking.
I am a level 46 warrior on Galaxia Fantasy.
It's like,
I have
Arkara
very good
just
culinary
falls
skills,
down in it, so
as I believe that I have shown you in the mess area. He says my specialty there is making homemade pasta. I also am a hunter, helps with acquiring food, normally with a
Hunter,
rifle.
okay, so you at least know your way around a rifle.
Rifles, sniper rifles, silent things, allows me to make the accurate kills that I need in the most humane way possible on the meat that I create for my meals.
Okay,
This is
so
the
at least
third
you'll have
Krogan
someone to
that's-
back you up then, Arkara, when you go in there.
well, I guess so.
Otto,
We
we
should
need
give
you
him a
to
choice,
go.
though.
Otto, we need your assistance in helping get into the facility. Would you be comfortable with escorting Arkara, you two going in there, and getting helping out with Anar in there?
At this point, when you say, you'd be escorting Arkara, Otto blushes,
Perks up.
and then he says, nervously, if you believe I would be able to assist. I have
Don't-
never been to Tuchunka.
Well, another bow is full.
I have never been to Tuchunka before, however.
Well, if you just stay quiet and follow me, we should be fine. I hope.
Quiet. I will do as you say.
If you could find some way to regroup with Anar inside the facility, that would be good.
Well, considering we got a communication feed, that shouldn't be too hard to do. Considering we just need to get in there, that's our big problem right now.
What I
We
be
just
able
need
to
to
do
go-
streetwise and try and figure out a way to get them in?
They can just walk in.
Maybe, but they might get that guy who's saying, like, halt, who goes there? Because he seems to really like
Akara's
his job.
female, she can just walk in.
True, but she's a wanted female.
Yep.
I can walk,
She
I
is.
can walk, but as soon as
In
I
more
get there,
than-
they're gonna
more ways
try to
than
kill me
one.
on the spot.
I may have an old jacket or something with a hood you could probably use to cover your face. They shouldn't be able to tell you from far away who you are.
I don't think it's
I
going
can
to
just
fit
walk
her.
in my armor.
No offense.
Oh, that too. Yeah. If things go south, they may need some help with biotics, Cicepia.
If things
Again.
go south.
It's going to be hard to get Cicepia in there, though.
We could at least, I would say, we can first try to get Arkara and Otto in first, and then while they're in there, we can try to see if there's a side entrance anyway, and try to find a tactical point of entry.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be distracted by a female Krogan.
Especially Arkara.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be staring at something.
Does now
I
right?
can probably get in, but I will
We can
get
get you out.
discovered as soon as I get in there. But then again, I have escaped from there once before, so I might be able to do that again. depending on if they've learned from last time or not.
Hmm.
Then again, that time I had price on my side, and I won't be having that this time.
Right.
So are we all going down there then?
You can
It'll be
control
hard
the
to
ship
get in with you in
remotely, right?
tow.
Yeah.
Creator
Right.
Elias,
Yes, spy.
just informing you, the sandstorm seems to be dying down a bit, so that I am going to be able to hopefully get a signal sometime in the very near future.
All right.
You
Keep
can
working on
decide.
that,
You can
then.
decide for yourselves what has the current highest priority.
All right, guys. The sandstorm's clearing. We should be able to find out where the Reapers are coming through.
Hmm.
What do you want to do? Do we want to do sort out the Reapers, or do we want to have a look into this compound?
I'm
I
going
believe
to go
the-
to the compound. You do whatever you want to.
I think
I'll
the
figure
Reapers
this
are
out.
our main priority, but if you guys need to go into the compound, I won't stop you.
I'm not gonna stand by and let some people treat women like slaves. It's not right. I'm going down there.
You gonna go down there? You might be
Do
able
we
to
have
get
a
by as a
plan?
human.
I'll keep my distance if I need to.
Okay. So
Guess we're going to
is-
compound.
you guys are all going to the compound. All right.
Okay.
You guys will make your way through. And as you guys are halfway to the compound, are you still bringing Otto with you?
Yeah,
I'll
why
ask
not?
him if he wants to come along.
Yeah, if he wants to come along.
Otto's fine with coming along. Are you going to give him a weapon? He says he's good at rifles, particularly sniper rifles.
Sniper rifle. I've got that
Give me the
sniper rifle that I
equalizer.
picked up from.
Well, what a coincidence!
This was almost as it was planned from the beginning.
It just worked out that way. Here we go. I've got all the data that I needed to on this rifle. If you need to borrow it for this mission, feel free.
Surprised and impressed. This is a fine weapon. It has your initials on it.
Yeah, it's my rifle.
Fancy cursive.
Questioningly, are you sure? Do you not wish to use this yourself?
I'm more comfortable with using my biotics. Thank you, though.
Otto will nod, and you guys will make your way to the conclave. On your way to the conclave, the wind picks up a little bit, not that much, but it picks up a little bit. Otto is walking next to Arkara, and he basically so the thing is, Otto, he doesn't have heavy armor. When he goes hunting, he only has like light armor. So I don't think anyone has outfitted him in heavy armor. And part of that light armor, he sort of has a jacket of sorts, like a hunting jacket. And when the wind picks up, Otto removes his jacket and sort of drapes it over Arkara's back. When the wind picks up.
We're all saying that.
Are you saying that in character?
No.
Meridy's missing this. Meridy's
She
missing
bats
this.
it away. No, real Krogan walk away.